Good evening, and hello, newest girl. Bridget Gaming. Ugh. Gay people can't stop winning these last few weeks, it seems. Ugh. I gotta say, though, I think I'm already fucking sick of the discourse around her. Like, not knowing anything about Guilty Gear, I decided to look into it a little bit. And, yeah, to be fair, there's a lot to kind of untangle there. But at the same time, the video game just straight up says she's a girl, so... And people jump to some really shitty conclusions about, like, the message that sends when, like, the whole fucking... Like, the one thing I know about Strive, in terms of any sort of narrative, is through Scruffy Turtles on Twitter. And he is pretty fucking adamant about the whole thing being, like, embracing a true self. Whatever that might be. And, like, actually being able to do that, so... Hi, Charles. Jesus, you're up late. Anyway. Guilty Gear is for the girls and the gays. True. We're back to Hildebrand. So I did the trial. It's 4 AM. I should be in bed. Then go to bed, motherfucker. Do it. Not going to tell you any more forcefully than that, but god damn it. Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, it would be late for all of you. But yes, Hildebrand. So, I did the trial, which I got into frustratingly quickly when I tried to do it randomly one night, and I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't, like, at least try and stream it, but I wasn't going to start the stream just in case it did take a while, because, like, the kind of, like, light grinding or whatever I do is the stuff where I don't feel very entertaining, and I definitely switch into, like, just cruisy mode. So, oh, holy shit. Why has that gotten lower? Oh my god, I need to look over my fucking overlays again. Haunted, thank you for the raid. I hope you're enjoying... You were still playing Portal 2, right? Am I imagining things? I feel like you were playing Portal 2. Hi, Hive. How's it going? Yeah, nice. Had you already finished that, or did you go back for, like, another... Oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking of you were playing Portal 1. And I was like, wait a minute, how are you still playing Portal 1? But no. Playing it all in one go. God damn. Like, Portal 1 is pretty short. You can get that done in one sitting. Portal 2, I feel like... has been a while since I've touched either of them. All I remember about Portal 1 is that... I mean, Portal 2 is like 4 hours. Is it? I feel like Portal 1 was only like 2 hours, but... Either way, thank you for the raid. I do appreciate that. Imagine the queues are popping in the lead up to the relic. Well, but that's the thing. I tried doing the trial, another night when I was streaming it at around roughly the same time that I actually got into it, and it was over 30 minutes. So, like, I don't fucking know. But I was also tired and hungry, so Portal 2 took almost 5 hours. Fair enough. And it was getting fucking late, even for you, because I imagine it's like 1? No. Is it midnight? I forget. I've had this demonstrated to me on a map, and I still forget where everyone is on the fucking, across the fucking Americas. 1:30. Oh. Okay. Oh, right, because I didn't even look at the time. Yeah, okay, cool. So I was right. Or I was close. It's not bad. Yeah, so, the frustrating thing is that trial was actually kind of neat. So it was a two-boss thing where, there were a lot of attacks that had knockbacks, and if you got knocked out of the ring, in the arena, you, I think you were temporarily, like, fettered, which means, like, you can't act or anything. I'm pretty sure you were temporarily, because I'm pretty sure people came back. I didn't get knocked out myself because I was healer and just didn't have to pay attention to anything but the mechanics, but my 3-hour queue for wiping City was so fucking cursed. Yeah, well, lucky for me, this trial was simple enough, and the knockout of the ring wasn't like an instant kill, so even if people were being dumb and I had to, like, solo heal, it went fine. I don't know if there was any cutscene after it. It seemed like it was a pretty stock standard trial ended. Okay, you're done. But yeah, Ultros is roasted? He turned red. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, we're about to find out. Have I forgotten the sound again, or we're just at night in ARR? I should remember that this is the thing. Good show, Aldine. Your performance has earned us front row seats at the awards ceremony. This should afford us the perfect vantage point to thwart the thief. Come, let us return to the Colosseum. Wait, where was Hildebrand and... Oh, right, Hildebrand was in the fight with me, and I think he, like, immediately got knocked out. Like, as to teach you how the mechanics worked. So that was fun. Wait, wiping City. Is that, That's not the monastery. What the... I should know what that is, but for some reason it's not clicking. And I hate it. Wait, the city of Rabinasta? Oh, second tier of... Oh, Sky Pirates. Okay, yeah, I haven't done that yet. Which I need to do soon if I want to continue, Tataru's quest, so... God, I realized only a couple of weeks ago how much I'd actually been hardlining jobs instead of side quests and raids and stuff like that. Which I guess, yeah, I want to do kind of the, I like having some jobs to level in the background, but, like, I wasn't doing any of the side quests because I was, like, blitzing through a bunch of the jobs as I was leveling them. Which, now that I think about it, is probably more like I was choosing jobs that could be leveled quickly, because I think the last two I did were, what? Reaper, Sage, and I think before that I was doing... Paladin? And that lasted a while because Paladin. Also, minor tangent before we actually get back into this. Paladin finally got good, and it took level 82 to do it. Holy Sheltron, this ability right here, that upgrades from your regular Sheltron, which is just a block. It's a fucking crime that Sheltron is that bad for that long, and then turns into this. Now, I don't, like, I've seen numbers for, like, the block and that. It really doesn't feel like it does anything, mostly because I think you don't have any heals to support it as a paladin. Well, except Clemency, but Clemency is clunky as fuck. We used to live like this, Wolfie. I know! I don't know how you did! I hated it! I hated it until you got Holy Sheltron, and then I was like, oh, actually, this is pretty good. Because, like, before, with regular Sheltron, I was just like, okay, I guess I slap this on a light mitt. Or with any mitt. Because, like, I don't think alone it does anything other than not capping resources. But when I'm using this, I'm actually actively thinking about how to use it, because it gives me more obvious value, and it feels like it gives me that. Like, I don't understand how Paladin actually... Like, I don't know what got taken away or given, as a result of Endwalker changes for Paladin, but goddamn, it feels anemic until you hit the point that you get Holy Sheltron, and then you can kind of, like, connect a lot of these mitigation tools together and, like, have something in backup or applied on top of lighter ones. Like, I don't know. Not saying, like, this is badly designed or anything. It's just, like, this could not appeal to me less. Like, yeah. Anyway. Sorry. I had to have my Paladin rant. It's mandated at this point. I have to keep talking about how I did not enjoy Paladin. Otherwise, like, who will know that I don't enjoy Paladin? Oh, most remarkable display of martial skill, my adventuring friend. Clearly you have been observing me, well in our travels together. Paladin was good damage and multiple raid mitt in Shadowbringers. Yeah, so that's where I can really see that it's actually... it's a good supporting tank, right? Divine Veil as, like, an extra thing on the party, intervention and cover, even without the stuff you had before I hit 84, I think it was. Like, I can see it being a great co-tank. Between cover and intervention and clemency, like, it has a really good, invuln the tank switch into to just take a thing and take it back. Like, but in dungeons, it feels like nothing. It feels like I'm leveling a level 60 tank all the way up until I hit 82. Like, that's actually the issue. It's not that the full kit in other situations doesn't work, it's that, for me personally, in dungeons, it feels bad. Paladin gets some real love from 1890. Yeah, like, it really does. Like, but that's the thing. Like, they clearly looked at Paladin and went, oh yeah, this doesn't have a lot of, like, healing through its rotation. So they slapped healing onto every part of it. It's just like, yeah, I guess that's one way to fix it, but I don't know. Like, I look at this and I'm like, I am never queuing up as Paladin. Ever. There is no universe in which I queue up as Paladin for anything that's not an expert dungeon. And being that this was going to be the tank that I was going to just use on Aldine until I got bored and leveled another one on him specifically, it was a real letdown to see it drag until Endwalker. So, yeah. The ceremony will begin any moment. Be on your guard. Our adversary may be anywhere. Or anyone. Paladin is miserable below 80. Okay. At least I'm not the only one that thinks that. Because, god damn. Like, imagine if raw intuition... Oh, hang on. It was a battle for the ages, but a worthy victor has risen to claim the spoils. Now, let's take a look at the relic our champion has won. Oh boy. Here we go. Jeez, Bryden, I didn't know when you said front row seats that you were going to be down there. Behold, from the personal vaults of Master Feargus himself, the Warden's grace, timeless treasure, the likes of which our realm has never seen. One that's earned the attention of Eorzea's most prominent, pilferer. Why did you have to say it? Uh-huh. Above you. Ladies and gentlemen, inspectors and invertebrates, The opening act dragged on over long, but worry not, the main event is about to begin. Okay, surely someone can catch him this time. I know that you paid well for your seats here today, but I can assure you that my performance will not leave you disappointed. Now, I invite one and all to sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, well, that's gonna make it a bit harder. Vile fiend. Mark my words, you have stolen your last treasure. I swear it on the Mandeville name. Is that a gun blade? Oh. Damn it, man. I think not, Hildegard. Greg! Oh my god, I forgot he called him Greg. Ugh. Single target is okay once you get your magic phase stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that rotation. Because I was going to be like, that seems needlessly complex, and then I started playing Gunbreaker, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. My minute cooldown phase can turn out one of 4 ways depending on where we are in the rotation. Emphasis on okay. Yeah. I mean, listen. Like, I mean, Warrior and Dark Knight are just, like, they're not super engaging, but, like, I feel like the tools are the things that are more engaging with them. Whereas for Paladin, it seems to be more the rotation, but then, like, the mitt tools are shit, and the rotation doesn't get good until you get that ability. It's... It's always a pleasure to reunite with old friends, but your timing truly leaves something to be desired. Aldine, you bested me once, but not today. I shall have my revenge when I pierce your chest with my spear. Do you not mean your skewer? My spear! Y'all are fucking forgetting the reason we're here. Okay, the ring is still there. Vile thief! Is there not a shred of honor in you? Return my weapon at once. Oh, seems we have an unexpected guest. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I fear attendance at today's performance is by invitation only. Oh no. Now it's raining truffles. But the game's already... the battle's already... Mr. Typhoon? Just a moment. I'm sure I had a tissue here somewhere. Yeah, there goes the ring. Goody. Alas and alack, the ring sails straight into the hands of the fiend. Giving up so soon. Oh, I know who this is. Giving up so soon, are we? Those don't sound like the words of a Mandeville man. Yeah, that's about right. Oh no. That almost had Gmod physics on it. What the fuck? But of course, brilliant father. If the ring won't come to me, I shall go to the ring. Why, it'll be just like Dalamud. I forgot that canonically he survives being thrown into Dalamud at the end of 1.x. Like, Hildebrand gets thrown at the falling fucking moon and ends up in the where he is at the beginning of ARR. Fucking hilarious. Hildebrand Helidor Maximilian Mandeville. Skyward, as only a Mandeville can! Oh. Father, you know not your own strap! Well, hopefully that makes it harder to catch. Oh, there they are. 197, 198, 190... That's a monk move, isn't it? Oh. Oh. Here I thought he was actually blasting off again. Jesus Christ, the facial animations. I think... Oh. I was gonna say, I think he just fucking killed a man. Looks like form shift? Yeah, it might be. I swear I recognize that animation from somewhere. These legs. They look strangely familiar. Was that... I forget what Gilgamesh's chicken's name is. Huh. Put a little too much spin on that one, it seems. God damn it. Not exactly as planned, but who can argue with the results? Save for one thing. This ring is a fake. Oh. Okay. But no matter, I have a feeling this will lead me to the true treasure. Until next time, friends, you have been a most attentive audience. The key! Bloody hells! Guards! Seize the fiend at once! What are you running in from the bottom? Oh. You know what? That's smart. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just figured it out. He's a blue mage. He's too powerful! I suppose he doesn't have the cane, but... eh.
It's too late, sir. The second prize, the Ring of Inquiry, is gone.
Second prize? What is the meaning of this? Many-faced fiend or no, the man spoke true. Master Goldsmith's eyes cannot be deceived. This sun sphere is clearly a second-rate replica.
Preposterous! It's just, the damn dim lighting. Yes, if you just step over here.
You got some explaining to do, my man. Have you taken ill, friend? You seem to be perspiring most heavily.
Let's not be so hasty, friends. I can explain.
Also, she was robbed. Like, 100%. Oh, no. Sold out my honor, joined forces with that odious octopus, sold for a false treasure. What a fool I have been. Whatever was I thinking? Do not berate yourself so, Miss Avila. Why, it was exactly as you said, was it not? You were thinking of dear Hegelina, nothing more. I suppose I was at that. How do you know my sister's name? I assure you, young miss, under no circumstances did I tail you to the Nanawa mines to eavesdrop on your intimately personal dialogue with your beloved sister. You want to get thrown through the roof a second time, Hildebrand? You have the right of it. Blinded by the prospect of fortune and fame, I lost sight of myself and what I truly was fighting for. My honor and my sister's trust will not easily be regained, but I will not shirk from the challenge. Should do some Blue Mage once the dust on 6.2 settles. I'm gonna do that at some point. The thing is, I don't know if I want to do that, like, after I've done all the job quests or not, because it sounds like it's its own beast. Like, it sounds like it's meant to be a puzzle game, almost. Like, you have a shitload of different spells, and you go in and... It's like the, It's like the duels in, Bosnia, where you go into an encounter, you don't know it, and then you go, okay, it did, like, I died because of this reason, or it did this mechanic that I couldn't counter. Do I have anything in my thing that I can use to counter that? Maybe a different job would work better with it, because I have these tools available to me instead of, like, yeah, it very much feels like that, and I don't know when I'd want to do that, in terms of, like, just streaming it. One mystery still remains. Before the thief had identified the ring as fake, he had already acquired the key to the storeroom. Clearly the second prize, this Ring of Inquiry, was his target from the start. But why? There must be some pattern to the items the fiend has stolen, a pattern that betrays his true intentions. They relate to the 12 so far, don't they? Treaty Blade, Azima's Virtue, the Ring of Inquiry, all relics with quite a history. Or, to be more precise, relics from the area of the Beladians. Oh! If that is so, the answer is clear as day. The fiend means to found Eorzea's greatest museum of
Belladian history, pushing up the prices and gouging honest men out of their hard-earned coin. Doubtless another one of his cards will appear on the scene to tell us just as much. Good. Is it just me, or is that insanely big? Nope. Yep. Yeah, that's about right. This entire section feels like they were really trying to work with, like, whatever camera acting they could get. Like, how much can we actually communicate with the tech we have now without saying a word of dialogue? Because I can see some of the things they do in later expansions in like, that sequence just there. It's really fascinating how, like, this is clearly people fucking around, but they're fucking around in, like, a really productive way. Not only, obviously, producing a quest line, but clearly, like, pushing, like, their face tech to the ridiculous levels they have, like, trying out different things in cutscenes, in terms of, like, style and function, like... It's actually, like, stupid. I think I said this, like, really early on, but it definitely feels like the kind of thing that, like... a person who's, like, you know, maybe isn't super experienced in the quest writing, but had, like, a lot of experience knowing the tools that they had for, like, creating cutscenes, was really trying to find where some weak points were and what they could actually do with all their tools, and, like, made improvements down the line to make sure they could do those better, but also learnt things on the way. I can't remember, like... I feel like I compared that to something before, but I can't really remember what the hell it was. I have enjoyed our little game, but all good things must come to an end. I shall claim the 4 sacred treasures, and justice shall be served. So this is the thief's final challenge to us. But what are these 4 treasures of which he speaks? Where the 4 treasures of Belladia become one, the wicked shall be judged in the blazing light of sun. An old legend, little more than a fairy tale at that. Yet it seems the Phantom believes there is some truth to it in these words. 4 sacred relics from Belladia, the Warden's justice. Lofty words coming from a glorified footpad. One who's winning over the common folk by the day, if rumours are to be believed. It would seem the tales of a master thief ruffling the feathers of the rich and famous have won the man more than a few admirers. Consider his targets thus far. An Uldan collector and her hired thugs, a trading mogul and the brass blades, and now a mining magnate and the stone torches. Is it any surprise that the sympathies of ordinary Uldans would lie with the perpetrator rather than his victims? Astutely observed, Miss Ellie. Our quarry clearly harbors no small degree of resentment for wealth and authority. Might his next target be a member of the Syndicate? Perhaps the Sultana herself? Do any of them own a Beladian relic? Ha! And it will be to his downfall. For the greater the challenge, the higher I rise. Just one moment, if you would. Ugh. Mark my words, ye of many faces. There is but one man who shall lay claim to the 4 lost relics of Beladir, and it shall be Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I love how Brandon is so very clearly directly at his face going... Really? Yes, I'm sure that inspires us all with great confidence. Was that... No, it couldn't be. Methinks Godmut may need a new pair of spectacles. So there's a textualist person along with the man of many faces. Is that right? Next time on Hildebrand. Let's race to recover the 4 lost relics of Beladir. As the Fiend's true identity and aspirations are revealed. Will Eorzea fall prey to the forces of evil? Or will our hero do what only a Mandeville can? Her last vow. Huh. Key to the next case is a mask. Have you ever have you ever worn a mask for so long that you forgot what you actually look like? Luke is here in spirit. Don't worry about that. I have. And how did they freeze in midair like that? Talk about a mystery. Oh well. See you all next time. Damn it. I would have loved it if she turned around in place and froze back. Like everyone else. Shades of Oh! Sildir, hey? Ellie would share with you a shocking new turn in the Phantom Thief case. I was wondering when you'd show up, Aldine. Hope you haven't made any plans for the day, because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend, the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. If the rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Uldan's society. Mister, I too have worn a mask so long that I wouldn't know what I look like. Oh. that flew right past me. I see what you did there. Leaving no doubts as the identity of the murderer. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Aldine? The hidden treasure of Uldar, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who. To Sunsilk Tapestries. Wait, who? Wait, who, though? So good that we get weird shit like this in 14. Yeah. I talked about this, previously, but I actually don't know how I feel about Hildebrand being required for the relic weapons. Because, like, when it's just side content, right? Like, it's this little curiosity that people can go and look at if they want. And, like, once someone starts, like, really starving for content, maybe they'll actually go through it and see what it is, right? But I feel like making it part of even, like, sort of side content when it comes to, relics means that, like, there are people who in other circumstances probably would have, like, gone through it whenever they felt like, who end up skipping the whole thing and resenting it and never going to it. Like, it's probably a very small amount of people that do that, but that still kind of sucks in my opinion. Like, there are obviously people who hate Hildebrand who are never going to do this never going to do it in the first place, in which case, who gives a fuck? You can skip through it as, like, fast as you can, and it's, like, what? 1, 2... Like, it's been 2, like, trials so far, which honestly have some interesting mechanics for the expansion they were in. But yeah, like, I feel like one of the results of this is going to be that there are less people who are interested in doing Hildebrand, and that honestly kind of sucks. Well, now, if it ain't my favourite adventurer, my favourite Mithril Eye reporter along with him, tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help the two of my best mates, I'm afraid you've found old Wyman at a loss. Uldar's more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it, they've formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan Sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Aldine. I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the Sworn. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice about getting yourself involved in this. Man, my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie. A fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Aldine, time is of the essence. Like, ultimately, it's probably not the biggest deal in the world that, like, some people who are probably, like, you know, there was, like, a less than 1% chance they were going to do it are probably never going to do it because they kind of resent it. But, like, I don't know. When it comes to something that's, like, really, really damn optional, I feel like... I'm trying to remember if there was a discourse last expansion about locking it behind Ivalice. Well, yeah, and granted, there probably was, but the kinds of people that... But, see, this is where I personally take issue with people saying that Hildebrand, locking it behind Hildebrand is dumb. Because I guarantee you, getting through Hildebrand is going to be easier than getting through fucking Ivalice. Like, what? Someone who, like, there are probably a lot of people who joined in Shadowbringers, well, and we know that because we know the fucking sub-numbers, that hadn't done the Stormblood raids, that went into Shadowbringers, saw that they could get a relic weapon, and went, oh, that seems neat. Also, there's this, like, side content with a bunch of stuff in there. Oh, cool. I want to try and do that. Go and do the 24-man Alliance raids from Stormblood that no one's doing anymore. Like, I feel like that's worse than locking it behind Hildebrand. My misgivings aside, there's a lot more there's a lot more inconvenience in having to do Evil East for Bozia than there is having to do Hildebrand to get a relic weapon. Right? I feel like those two aren't equal, and the people who think that they're like proving a point about it is like not actually doing that. Because even if I agree that like Alliance raiding and getting a relic weapon are more aligned with each other than Hildebrand and a relic weapon, which, I'm gonna be honest, is not that close. Evil East is definitely a bigger ask of people. Yeah, exactly. The thing is that, like, I feel like a lot of the people that are complaining about this are the people who were doing all of the content at launch because they were doing either some normal raiding or getting into Savage, because they were that's probably why they were looking for the relic weapon. So they already had that done. Whereas now they're being inconvenienced with Hildebrand, and it uniquely affects them because maybe they're not interested in that, and that is honestly a legitimate criticism. But also, hi Rizaki. I agree. Either spend all day trying to get into old 24-mans, or spend 4-ish hours or skipping cutscenes if you don't care for Hildy. Yeah, exactly. And and even in that case, like, you've still got some trials to get through in Hildebrand, but they're 8-mans. They're not 24-man raids. Like, because it also felt like the same people who were complaining about that were complaining about the 1 week pushback for Savage in 6.2. Which is really only affecting, like, the people who are, like, doing Savage off the bat. Because it gives more people to theorize about the encounter. Fantastic news, my group's seeing Wrath Flames. Is that... I actually don't know what Wrath Flames are. Is that the double dragon? Is that, Racevelga and Nidhogg phase? Or is that, like, the back end of... Okay, yeah, the main... Okay, yeah, okay. That did sound somewhat familiar, but... Oh, yeah. Those raids are really good, but it doesn't change... Like, I got, Vevern into, Bozia recently. And it was around the time I was doing Samurai, I think, because I was, like, trying to find a good place to level her up. And let me tell you, like, deliberately trying to put together a 24-man group was rough. It's a little easier now because you can do it unsynced with less people, and there's a bigger level gap between max and the level expected for the monasteries, or those raids, so, like, it's a little easier if you want to go down that path, but, like, good luck doing that during using the duty finder. Also a positive, all the Hildy trials can easily be soloed now. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? Because when the relics were current, like, what was it? When the relics were current content, the gap, or, like, the ease at which you could solo the content that it required, or, sorry, not solo, but, like, abuse the level gap between that and what's required was a lot smaller. Like, if you went in with an unsynced group into a 24-man, you still kind of need a lot of people if you're only 10 levels above. Unless you've got a group of really good people. And let's be honest, the people that this is going to affect the most probably don't have access to that. They're either using Party Finder or Duty Finder, in which case they can't actually do the unsynced thing anyway. Like, yeah, like, I don't think it's comparable at all. Honest to God, I think Evil East, for the majority of people, the vast majority of people, is a bigger ask than doing fucking Hildebrand. Like, my misgiving with it is that it's potentially souring people on what is honestly, like, a big departure from, the regular storytelling in 14 that is funny in parts, and like an interesting relic in them trying to look at what they can do with cutscenes and that. Whereas like the raids might be great, but you need to form a 24-man group most of the time, 3 times over. And it gets harder with each raid, because obviously less people have done the 3rd raid compared to the 1st. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's really like, I understand people are annoyed about it, and I get that annoyance, but comparing that to fucking Bozia is inane, in my opinion. Oh, only authorized personnel allowed in. So bugger me with a broadsword. It's the Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Sorry, Gentleman of Light? Oh, right, y'all are hearing about Hildebrand and shit now. I'm not sure if it was mentioned, but we got some confirmation on the relic as well. No Eureka or Bozia style stuff, it'll be like Zodiac and Anima. I don't like that. I gotta be honest, okay, to be fair, I have only done... Actually, no, I've done a little bit of Anima. I did the intro for Anima. I did one weapon in Zodiac. I haven't done any Eureka, and I've done a few Bozian relics. Not to the very end, because I'm still doing the quest line, but I've done a couple of them. I gotta be honest, Bozia was the most fun. But this is kind of a thing I was thinking of, where... Yeah, in fact, Newest Girl says it right there. Yeah, it seems like the Bozia Eureka resources went to Island Sanctuary and Criterion Dungeons, which, yeah, fair enough. Like, that's fine. It's time to Poetics farm again? I mean, sure. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like having some dedicated gameplay that was kind of unique was actually, like, a really interesting part of Bozia that made grinding for relics, like, at least a different beast compared to just duty roulette over and over and over again, but maybe that's just me. Well, if it isn't the self-styled Warrior of Light. Wait, what? Okay, this conversation has left me. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing the Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me, to the depths of me soul, like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero, Master Hildebrand. Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Which tells me that they are tight on hands, but... After you bath, I don't know if I can go back. I need to get some sleep. Have a good night. Yes, you too. And yes, Bridget Gaming. Yeah, I don't know. I think, okay, so here's the thing. There's other content to do with the patch, and that's perfectly fine. Like, if the resources go to some repeatable dungeons and some difficult content tied to it, and the island sanctuaries, and we have, like, a more boring grind for the relic, like, if I want the more varied gameplay, I'm obviously going to go do the Criterion Dungeon. It sucks that the Criterion Dungeon won't be at all. It might be. You might get tomestones from doing the Criterion Dungeon. I don't know. The gameplay's still all there. It's just distributed differently. So, like, ultimately, I'm probably not going to complain, but having 2 birds killed with 1 stone explicitly with, like, Bozia and the relic being tied together is something I kind of liked. Admittedly, as someone who didn't do it when it was relevant, but yeah. Wait, don't tell me. You come to assist Master Hildebrand in his investigation, haven't you? God, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the mates who united me with my role model. You'd be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it'd seem. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Belladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, Man, do you know who I... No, you don't know who I am. A pleasure to meet you, Felice. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Aldine Felspark, yes? Aye. Still wonder what the rewards for during doing the Criterion dungeons are? Yeah, that's a very good question. It's in the Duty Finder, so I can only assume that they'd probably be giving you, like... the like, lowest max level poetics? Or, sorry. Fucking, not poetics. Tombstone. Like, the lowest max level Tombstone? Maybe a bit more for, like, the Savage ones, because that probably falls more into, like, the Savage, Extreme and Ultimate content in terms of, like, maybe its reward. Savage does sound fucking hard by the sound of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's that. And that's why I said, like, 14 generally does a pretty damn good job of making sure anything is rewarding to make sure you can get almost anything from it, other than, like, specific things that are isolated. So, like, obviously you can get a shitload of things for Poetics. So if it just drops Poetics, and the relic can be gotten with Poetics, or the dungeon rewards some kind of tombstone, and the tombstones can be used to buy the stuff for the relics, then, yeah, that works. You know Aldine. As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the Inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. Oh no, is Bryden gonna get fucking carted at the door? The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Uldar's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Bryden! Always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie? Aldine. A moment, if you would. Right there. Very good. Now face me and don't move an elm. What? Inspector, what is that in your... What? Demasking dust. A formula of my own, devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise while leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Brilliant, Inspector! Phantom thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Uldar, the last of the 4 relics of Belladea? Tomorrow's going to be interesting. I get to see if I can remember how to main Guilty Gear. Oh, good luck. I fear not. I poured through the histories time and again. The only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Legend goes on to describe 4 sacred relics, one of each possessed by the 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, milady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan's Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we've been too far occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. But you did not. You need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you I'm exactly who I claim to be. Yeah, that's about right. A shame, that. Inspector Hildebrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. That was a bit weird. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what are the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel, gutted with a great sword, strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of two more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildebrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. On behalf of the Sultan Sworn, your assistance with the murder investigation is greatly appreciated. Leave the defense of the Royal Vault to us. May have 1,000 faces, but with Inspector Brandon's demasking dust, the masquerade will soon be over. Yeah. Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, Aldine, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 Sins of Susamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Felice's a demasking dust to good use. Any more to say? No, same. Where is that exactly? Oh, it's outside. No, western. Could be worse. I could try going back on Axel. No context for how hard either of those two are. flowers on the ground. What's up? Flowers? Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? I'm the one that put these flowers there, eh? To honour the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. Ahem. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place! Run away! While you still can! Run far, far away! One will turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy. Wait, what? A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History. Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildir? Aye, Uldar's sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Okay, so I read up something about Sildir, given the Criterion dungeon. So I actually have context for this. It turns out that there was a war between Sildir and Uldar, or the people of Sildir and the people who would become the people of Uldar, and they were battling until the Arcanists Guild of Uldar found a way to turn the dead bodies into zombies, and then launched a powder that would do that into the city of Sildir, which ended up basically destroying itself as a result. So, like, this woman is talking about, like, something that Sildir explicitly did not do, and that was, like, entirely... that is entirely on Uldar. Specifically the Arcanists Guild, if I remember that correctly. Sorry, Thaumaturgus, not fucking Arcanists. So yeah, given that we're talking about, Belladea and Sildir, this might be someone who is, the Man of Many Faces might actually be someone who is aware of the actual history and wishes to set things right. Well, set things right. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye, but I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy drought brewed by a Sildian alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers, the traitor's spurn. Yep, that's what it was called. That was entirely manufactured by Uldar. Turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan Sworn. Thal alone knows why. But they whisked the body away before I could so much as at least pay my respects. Hold on a second. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotting flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan Sworn. Is she implying the person who killed... Huh. Traitor's spurn? I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing. Just who are we dealing with here? Sildian, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildian would know the recipe. That's not true. Last remnants of Sildir died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did. He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. But did it ever occur to him, ye that it might be an honest to God's phantom? Hey? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Belladea and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. Spectre of Sildir has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you become a traitor like your father, if If only you kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Sildir. But you did, and now you're doomed. Doomed! Doomed! Alright, that was a lot. Oh. Bleeding Orson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Most potent air tonic the realm's ever seen. Aye, that it was. For all of a fortnight before my flowing locks fell out all over again. Just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand. Just a twist of knife and extra elm. Montebank, charlatan! Oh, Montbank, charlatan! I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band and pull every last strand of hair out of that bleeding skulls. Hi? Wait, who are you, though? Oh god, there's a lot happening right now. I wonder if this is the questline we actually learn about Sildir. Shades from Sildir. Living men turned to zombies. The old crone's lost not just her son, but her wits as well. Hildebrand is onto something. Or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Our phantom thief is indeed a phantom. A wayward spirit caught between the realm of living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate his tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without his knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth. Some knowledge of Sildir might serve us well. Go, research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Bryden. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. And I guess I'm doing that as well. Thanks, Bryden. No, actually, it might be quicker if I just do this. Go straight in. So yeah, I am actually curious who is going to be part of the Sildir dungeon then, because like the story version of it apparently has a an NPC running around with you. It makes me wonder if like someone that we come across in this questline or someone we know from Uldar might actually be part of that. Erasmus. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildir. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Ability and civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Uldar and Sildir. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Uh-huh. That's almost like word for word what I learned. Greetings, traveller. You would learn of the war between Uldar and the fallen Sultanate of Sildir. It'd be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Uldar emerged victorious, leaving its one proud sibling nation in its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As history tells it, the battles fought between the sister nations were suffered nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Uldar's superior numbers, Sildian alchemists devised the most horrific stratagem. Employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn, they brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak to or wounded to fight. Sent shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Uh-huh. Actually, Kokobuki sounds like he'd probably be the most knowledgeable about this, so who is the last person I should talk to before that? Wait, I don't actually see them. Oh, unless you have to talk to Kokobuki to get the last one? Aldine. Don't surprise me like that. What's this? You're here not for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Uldir and the Sildir. Two scales, one of gold, one of silver. The gold of Uldar weighing prosperity and power. The silver of Sildir weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The powers wrought by Uldan prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildan knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear. But riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say? What does this say of the words written within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, do you know that in the war against Sildir, Uldan and Amaljan warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. And neither did I until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I have said enough already. Yeah, I knew you'd know something. But then, where's our last person to talk to? Gather information at Thaumaturge's Guild 3 of 4. Oh. God damn it. Researching the ancient feud between Uldar and Sildir, are you? Most impressive. Young people these days show so little interest in learning from the past. Anyway, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. The Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries agone. Ah, imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Belladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, this was not to be. Alright, there we go. My ever-loyal associate. Tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Yeah, something's fishy about history, dude. Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review, and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Uldar and Sildir. The two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ildar's superior military, Sildir employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our Phantom Thief is a descendant of doomed Sildir who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. Oh, you are so close, Hildebrand. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildian statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and make him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense talk of spirits and spectres, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildir. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen Sultanate. The Sildian connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Beladian relics our thief clearly possesses. What of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? Few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he was had a most frightening air about him. Wait. Yes, it's coming to me. Of course! My keen investigator's senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You'll like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man, and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Pray return to Horizon. So, if I remember correctly, I think this might actually be the last, I feel like this might be the last ARR section for Hildebrand. It has been a while since I looked at the list of, quests, but... Hi. You have a threatening air about you, do you? Yes. If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all-seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if I could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or for money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Oh. Lady Durilda. Oh, Lady Durilda. Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair morning? Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briarden. This is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gugurilla. We can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Durilda, what about... yes. My dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Ishtime's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Uldar myself? Stay being a fucking asshole, Durilda. Say it once more, Gugurilla. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly precious. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Yes, if only that literally led to any other character development from you whatsoever. So which one of you's the handsome one? Alright, I'll tell you what I know. But you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. Trader's sperm, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. Sildar, 5 victims? Aye. The Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Uldar-Sildir conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Those balls, don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well. Just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. Well, I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's identities. Now, don't ask me don't ask me how that all works, but... Hob's got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Yeah, sorry, bud. Oh, there isn't a thing here. I would hear what this Hob fellow has to say. Come, my ever-loyal associate. Let us away to Vesper Bay with all speed. Boy, am I really glad I looked up what was actually the deal with, Sildir before I did this. There's a lot of this stuff that's, like, clearly unresolved. Like, broadly. And granted, like, oh, shit. Master Hob, is everything quite alright? No! Stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn. There's no saving the man. Aldine, do what you must. Oh. I don't even get to fight it? Yes. My first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. A message. And then there was one. There it is again. Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Felice. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. let's meet up again after. See what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her! Oh, if you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be sure and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, Inspector? Oh, at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? Fuck. These 3 dorks. I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow? Ho-ho! Consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now, let us be off. Miss Felice awaits our report. Bub. How much longer do I want to go for? The voice is getting kind of scratchy, and this is like on par doing what is it? This is on par with doing Ace Attorney streams. Some shifty-looking fellow was eyeing the vaults before, but he took off faster than a fleeting cactuar as soon as my gaze met his. Aye, just like a cowed, just like I cowed many a galley on the plains. Oh, it's you! News of Hobbs' death will not sit well with Miss Felice, but a gentleman must do what a gentleman must do. Now, a 4th victim. Thol have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth? No. It cannot be. Somebody help! Oh, for fuck's sake. Nashu, you had one job. Sally, the voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man... I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a salt-and-sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. What? The thief of many faces? Think we would find our man like this? No. Oh my god, dude. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions of a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I return this statue to you, Miss Felice. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. Oh no. Double mask. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? fuck? What? What is the meaning of this? That's the guy we... That is the guy we saw talk to us for 1 second in the very beginning of the first quest and leave. Ingenious. A double disguise. Planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Guigwe. One of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No. That's impossible. Of course. It all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of a story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... Milady, the vault has been breached. The Wise Man's Whisper, it's gone. Her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Ugh. What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? Just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Enkidu? That was the chicken's name, or rooster's name. Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. Yep. It's another Narshu. I think he literally stumbled face first onto the second mask. His good fortune knows no end. Not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. This is throwing it for a loop, that's for fucking sure. Jesus. So is Ellie part of this then? I guess that would make sense with like the quest line being something like her last vow or something. Beneath the mask. You've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable. How could we have been so blind? Yeah, of course this would be the ultimate thing. It's like Hildebrand actually starts making a prediction, or sorry, Hildebrand makes a deduction, but because we've eliminated literally every other possibility, it has to be right. Not even the shockingest turn of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. My ever-loyal associate. We must find Ellie quickly. Surely, if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Felice! I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildebrand Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Felice, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. Oh, God. Oh, bad fucking gas or something today. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! So is this Ellie or the thief, I wonder? Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see. It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's senses speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Aldine, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. Where is Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the dormouse too? Apologies, Aldine, but I require a moment alone with my thoughts. I cannot allow my presence to put my men in danger. Water-stained letter? A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. Okay, cool. Oh. Trust no one and your friends all the less. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You obtain a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Godbert. If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Aldine. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a most suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? So, were you the one that left the letters, or... Oh, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters. Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend? Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone, myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Mandeville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist you in your investigation. Or anything happened to Hildebrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. Okay. Hi. Something just isn't right. You were that person in the field earlier. Huh. You're saying the same thing. Okay. The sender speaks true. The villain even now lurks within our midst. Yet, we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Aldine. We'll say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught is amiss. Inspector Bryden told me all about it. You'd have thought Miss Ellie was a phantom thief all the time. She sure fooled me. Miss Ellie is a phantom thief. It's the only logical conclusion, and yet I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? Sooner die than become one of these things. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. Well, it stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses. This one's not half the fool his son is. Must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father! What brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up. Fiend already stands among us. Mungus. Inspector Bryden, I should hope you are not doubting me. Well, I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief was proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Aldine here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying around, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Felice. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Aldine here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning my own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. All the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense. If you ask me anything too obscure, my cover is good as blown. My relationship is with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she would have... my ever-loyal assistant? Is that not the one he uses for me? She should have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm a Mandeville... man! Doing what only a Mandeville... can! From the peaks of Kurthus to Thanalan, Mandeville. Man! You're the best, Inspector! A perfect score! Well, you may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. Never loved you more than now, you marvelous mutton-head, you. Nashu, something the matter? Just because you picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Genius, Inspector? That was fucking stupid of you. The charade is up, Miss Ellie. This is our only demasking shit, you... Miss Ellie, you look somehow different? Who is that? Huron woman. So the letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. My prodigious powers of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. Another two-layered mask, mayhap? No. This one bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. Oh, are they sisters? I was all but certain that Ellie was our thief. What is the meaning of this? Unless there's been two of them and they've been trading places the whole time, so they both know? Glamour Dispeller. Who is this unfamiliar woman and what secrets does she hold? Seven hells. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley trope of mummers. Troop? Just who are you? Resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Bryden. Once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood. My beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cece. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no spectres. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildian aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you. Truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Cece, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all your schemes? Justice. 400 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say that it was Sildir that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Uldar that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. Ugh. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. And just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out in the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Ul'dan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened, by assembling 4 secret relics of Beladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sildir before the Ul'dan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think. One day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained on Uldar. Oh, no, wait. You'll be dead. Preposterous. But first, you, my dear. You will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Cece. Oh. Hildebrand. You idiot. Just for once, could you not get in the way? Godbert Mandeville? I can't even trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day. Oh. I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. Holy shit. She's right behind me, isn't she? Oh no. Overhead. With the frying pan. I'm sorry for not protecting our son. Block this overhead. Good. All 3 of them are out. Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother?
Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Aldine. The time for our... for our final confrontation is nigh.
What? No. Gilgamesh... Okay, that was good fake out. Do you have potatoes for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse if you hadn't bloody noticed. You. Aldine or something, was it? Yeah-huh. Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come off a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Hi, Enkidu. Sorry Gilgamesh got flattened. That might be the best introduction of a character in this entire fucking game. I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in the family, so to speak. Inspector Hildebrand's mother? Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Sidequests at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry. Once the poison spreads through his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the Bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive.
Oh, that's smart. Egad, Sildu, you're looking none too hearty yourself.
No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Aldine here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall?
Of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Soon got sundries, was it? Come now, Aldine. There is work to be done.
Did Enkidu just bow to... Fuck. Amazing. Yeah, it's easy to cut through here. Oh yeah. Hey bud. Long time no see.
Oversold rags, you say? I fear they've only got a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly my own as well, hangs in the balance.
I sympathize with you, polite friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same deal, no deal.
Yeah. And you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice?
Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh, hey. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be the task of the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. Fuck yeah.
Oh, my lady, you are far too kind.
Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Aldine here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Fuck yeah.
They'll take me if it wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Well, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her.
I don't really want the chimera membrane, so you can still take that.
A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Aldine? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this trader named Guest.
You gonna get another callback with this one? Fucking what? Oh, yeah, okay, I guess back towards the Alchemist Guild. Kinda makes sense. Why didn't we go here first? It was much closer. Hi. Why are you just standing here, man? The blundering Mandeville boy is on his last legs and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandevilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last guild for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. Now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents.
Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's door.
What the fuck? After the events of that day, I was trying to read through it to see if I knew who this might be, but my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, my lady, may I have this dance? Is that Ultros? Oh. Oh. Really? Hey, what's up? Is he still trying to fucking court you? Aldine! What a lovely surprise! And are you here for the ball, perchance? No, Hildebrand's dying. Heavens! The poor inspector! Well, if it isn't the Lapis maiden in the flesh! What say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Now give them the fucking water. Provided you first provide my good friend Aldine with the bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. You know this man? That is a price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? Well, that worked out.
I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Aldine, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him.
Oh, I can't. My voice can barely go that low. I think the lowest voice I did for a sustained period of time was probably, Godot. But even then, that wasn't putting, like, the gruff bit on it either. So it was, like, still doable. Oh, God. Trust the two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. Tattered cloth taken from the raiment of a powerful wraith. A second pass through an alembic was removed has removed nearly all of the impurities once contained in this water. Bloody brilliant. I'd take you over a muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Oof. Now stand back and let me show you some real Mandeville home cooking. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide me, skillet. Oh. Oh, she's an omni-crafter, right. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look at what I found. She was slumbering obviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Aldine, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildean ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by me, dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? Future Vildar is at stake. I don't know what voice to give her. God damn it. I don't have one that I can do that I think would actually suit her, so...
Aldine, my strength is yours as well. Vildar, for our friend Hildy.
You remind me of my husband. What with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see. I believe 20 crates or so should suffice.
I am a warrior, not, yes, milady.
He's got 3.
I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Aldine. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Aldine and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I. No. Only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you with me, even Aldine could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me?
What? Did he just summon a fucking primal? What?
What was that flash from the heavens? Nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals. Where have they gone?
Fancy meeting you here, old friend.
That voice. Could it be my faithful companion? Why must you always make me wait so?
What the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Her last vow. Well, that's the last quest. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maid digging around at the Sildir excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah to the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mummy Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily.
Okay.
Like, that's what that was communicating, right? He was wishing someone was near him. He was next to a bunch of crystals, and like, flash of light, the crystals are gone. Like, he summoned something, right? I think that's the only way that can be interpreted. We managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with traitor's spurn. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Aldine. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out to your friend's name. I beg of you, Aldine. Surely if anyone can convince a woman to abandon her madness, it is you. With the chat mode in, say... Yep. And convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, did she already get through to the... Oh, right, okay. Wait, where is she? I don't see her. Am I blind? Oh, she's right there. Okay. Wait, you're... Okay.
To think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along. I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries.
Miss Ellie, but I thought we were friends. You do well not to anger the last friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder. I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Beggars believe that I could have been so blind. That's a fucking sword. Aldine, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into the zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Now, time to say your piece. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now, and you will see. I will see that no harm befalls her. Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of hard to convince them of a treason thing for that. Okay. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune. Nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the old darn dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness! I'm sorry, Inspector. What the fuck? There's too many of them. What are you talking about? This is level 50. I'm level 90. All in a day's work for a Mandeville man. Something, something, something. Whoa. Of course. One swing. Yep. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildebrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 forms under.
Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril.
I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Those balls, is there no end to them? Not liking our chances to Greg, was it? It's a shame to lose you, Aldine. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions. What? Oh. Oh no. Darkness falls and hope faces spare. 4 warriors born of light shall descend in righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword, are my eyes to be believed? That pose. Well, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. What the fuck? They are 4 gentlemen of light. Stop blinking like that. It sounds disgusting. Oh my god, he hypnotized the zombies again, didn't he? Fuck, of course he did. Just so, my good man. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? Oh my god, it was his head.
Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my, snubble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Core, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him.
It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Zombie Brandon was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action.
An immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's all over. It's all over. Inspector Bryden. You said there was something you would tell me when when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost something, lost everyone and everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone, with whom I intend never to part. Care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? So we gonna put that shit back, or... God. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspirations cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Uldar was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this. I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore.
Now we can do it. We are not forgetting someone here. And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing Cloak and Dagger, I require Aldine's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time for our too long delayed confrontation is nigh.
Man, there's been...
Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune.
Huh? Oh, that's the treaty blade, right. Could it be the treaty blade? And the true one at that?
None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time.
Is that my cue, old friend? Thul be merciful! What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent?
Abomination? I'll thank you to address my company with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, holding a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I know, there she was.
By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. No, that actually makes more sense than anything that's happened before.
Aldine, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove an easy task. And yet I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. Aye, Enkidu and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep.
God damn it, is this another trial before the... Ugh. Dang it.
'Tis a ways from here. But what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu. To the skies.
2 against 1? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Aldine, to Amdapor. This is a grave development indeed. I think that one man could summon a primal of his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Now let me handle it. It's fine. Oh, but of course. You've forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Aldine. You are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. They actually called back to the fucking, the zombies at oh, God. I should have seen that coming, honestly. All's well that ends well, eh, Aldine? Hildy's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought the zombies could be such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. I knew that if anything could bring Hildy back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. Look at the Inspector go! I'm right behind you, Inspector! And with that, my work here is done. You were by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experiences here have taught me an important lesson, that this world and the fools who populate it rarely, if ever, abide the principles of logic. They should serve me well in my future cases. And most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given me given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. After 400 years, this might very well spell the end for the arbiters of truth. Whether or not to replace the fallen is a decision for my superiors to make. In either event, I have decided to renounce my position. I thought they were but white lies, but I have seen firsthand the suffering they can cause. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Aldine. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. Ellie, forgive me. Alright. Why Amdapor? That's so... Oh, someone else is doing it as well. I can see it in the chat. I'll take a peek at the queue. If it's not too long, I'll futz around for a bit, but, honestly, considering last time, I'm probably gonna have bad luck with it, which sucks because this is probably, like, the one trial I'd want to actually see, but on stream, but... Oh dear.
Please forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I'll be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together, we will reclaim the treaty blade from the knaves, Aldine. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly.
How did he even do that? He didn't even leap into the air before. Well, I guess he just kind of falls over into that shit all the time, doesn't he? The battle on the big bridge. Oh, actually, hold on. I don't want to do that as a tank. I want to do that as a healer. 7 minutes. Oh, gods. That will do, I suppose. What should I do in the meantime? I could go to, actually, you know what? Let's see if there's anyone doing... It's a trial, isn't it? Yeah, no. Whoop. What? Oh. Thank you. Aw, that's cute. Remember to stay well hydrated and fed, have a lovely adventure, and may you ever walk in the light of the crystal. I assume they're probably doing Hildebrand as well, considering they just kind of swooped in here and immediately left, but who the fuck knows. We can go to... 85. Or they're in chat right now. Thank you, Tanaka. I appreciate that. Where would be a good place to go, actually? It'd probably be the moon, or it'd probably either be the moon or Ratset Han. You can look in the fucking section. Thavnir, that's it. We'll have a look around. Oh, they sent me another message. Shit. Sorry, I was busy trying to think of what the fuck I'm gonna do while I'm waiting for Q. have house. I've got, what do you call it? Free company house, so I am set. Turn of the Tyrant. Probably do that easier as a tank, I think. I don't know how well you can do bosses as tanks or healers. I know I could probably still do it as a... Oh, maybe not synced. Oh yeah, I don't need to be synced for this one, do I? Oh, hi. Yeah, I didn't actually want to attack you, so... You could just die quick, that'd be good. Oh. Is there any... Really only the two here? Oh no, there's another one over there. Oh, and I don't have fucking tank stance on. Awesome. And I moved too far for that one. That's fucking annoying. I'll give this a few minutes, but if this is gonna take longer than the average time, then I think I'm probably gonna call it, because I don't particularly want to wait all night just for this. Probably won't be streaming tomorrow, so I'll be able to have like a good think about what I actually want to do to fill the time. But oh, here we go. This. Oh. Oh, I guess we can keep killing these two, because they'll spawn close by. Nice. You're good. You don't need to follow me around or anything. I'm just gonna... Oh. Oh, you got the fat cat mount. Thank you, Tanaka. I really appreciate that. You too. Oh, they said have a wonderful day. That's nice. I really should actually put like more effort into furnishing my like apartment at the FC house. Actually, no, wait a minute. I don't think I have one in the new one. Actually, that reminds me too. I've got to look to see if I can get my guild back from buying or putting forth for the bids. Alright, yeah, this is going longer, and I don't have much time before I have to actually clear off, so we're gonna have to leave the thrilling conclusion to ARR Hildebrand for now. But next time, at least we can just go straight on into Heavensward. The queue isn't even really that long. I think I just prefer to, like, wait for it, like, at the beginning of a stream. So, like, I can kind of plan, like, okay, I'm gonna do this while I'm waiting for the queue to go, and I have time up my sleeve in case it takes longer. Whereas, like, you know, I'm gonna try and go to bed in the next, like, 40 minutes. So, like, no, I'm not sitting in queue waiting for it to happen and then just happening at the last minute. Like, yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have the time to do that, so I'm not going to. Anyone worth live that I can raid? We don't have too many people, and I don't see anyone that I follow that I can really raid. This is a curse of streaming so late at night my time. No one is streaming. Oh well. Yeah, so that'll be it for tonight then. I do want to at least finish or get onto Hildebrand a bit more. Obviously, with 6.2 coming up, I prefer to get that done sooner rather than later. Because then, well, like, I do enjoy the Hildebrand quest, but at the same time, the sooner I get it done, and the more consistently I'm actually chipping away at it, the more likely I am to be able to just go and do the relic stuff whenever it unlocks in 6.2. I assume it probably won't be patch day. Like, it seemed like the relic quests were, like, activate on a minor patch day. So, yeah, I imagine, like, in the live letter coming up this week, we'll probably get some more info on that. Speaking of which, while I will probably be playing Elden Ring on Friday night, I'm going to be doing a short thing, because I like to actually be present for the live letter. And because they're usually Japanese-only streams, it's not really a thing I feel I feel like I can be... I feel like I would have any, like, great entertainment value just watching or restreaming myself, so I'm gonna do a short Elden Ring stream and then call it before the thing starts. But on the weekend, we'll be continuing AI the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, and we'll actually have 2 days to go through it this time, not squeezing in, like, 5.5 hours into one day like last time. So that'll be good. Yeah, like, I'd like to get another Hildebrand stream in. That's probably going to be a 50-50, depending on how work goes. And yeah, then Friday is a short Elden Ring stream, and then over the weekend, and then it'll be a new week. Not sure what the deal is with, like, me, or with streams going forward during the week, actually. I'm currently negotiating with work how many days we're going to be spending at home and at work, and, like, what, like, which days I'm expected to be in the office, so I could have like, an idea of a more consistent schedule I may take, or it could throw things for an entire loop. Don't really know. But yeah, I'll try and keep people updated when that happens. Yeah, that's it from me then. So, thank you very much for watching live on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.